Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Grammar and Writing Academy, where we dive into exciting stories and explore the world of literature together. Today, we will have a fascinating selection called Mission Twinpossible from Time for Kids. Let's unravel the mystery and uncover the themes behind this engaging piece. Mission Twinpossible is a nonfiction selection that explores the unique lives of twins. It dives into the science of genetics and some fascinating real-life twin stories. The title itself is a fun play on words, hinting at the challenges and surprises in the world of twins. Mission Twinpossible is not just about the fascinating facts of twin life. It's also about understanding identity and celebrating uniqueness. I hope this exploration gave you a deeper insight into the world of twins. Now, let's talk about the source of this news article. Source: Time for Kids is a weekly classroom news magazine for kids. Real-world topics are explored both in the magazine and on the website. Science, technology, and social issues are discussed in a way that is easy for young readers to understand. Many Time for Kids articles are actually written by kid reporters and deal with subjects that kids enjoy, such as sports, travel, and entertainment. Now let's have a look on the background of this selection. Are you ready? Let's go. Background. So far, human participation in space exploration has been limited to missions close to Earth. Astronaut crews have been living and working in the International Space Station in Earth's orbit since 2000. The farthest a person has gone is to the Moon, but the next step may be landing on Mars, Earth's nearest planet. When Scott Kelly calls home from the International Space Station, ISS, sometime this year, whoever answers the phone might simply hang up on him. The call will be welcome, but the connection can be bad. That can happen when you're placing your call from 229 miles above the Earth. When someone answers, I have to say, "It's the space station. Don't hang up," says Scott. But his brother, Mark, knows the crackle of an extraterrestrial signal in his ear. Mark is a former astronaut who has been to space 4 times. Mark is also known for being married to former Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords, who was hurt in an assassination attempt in 2011. Mark and Scott, 50, are identical twins. They have the same genetic makeup. Though they have served a combined 7 missions, the brothers have never gone to space together. A year in space. In March, Scott will leave his family in Houston, Texas, for a 1-year stay aboard the ISS. It will set a single mission record for a U.S. astronaut. Scott will share his marathon mission with Russian cosmonaut Mikhail Kornienko. A rotating cast of 13 other crew members will join them for shorter visits. The U.S. has long dreamed of sending astronauts to Mars. The biggest problem with reaching this goal is, simply, the human body. We are designed for Earth. In space, bones get brittle, eyeballs lose their shape, hearts beat less efficiently, and balance goes awry. There's quite a bit of data on human health for 6 months in orbit, says Space Station Program Manager Mike Suffredini. Do things change at 1 year? NASA needs subjects to test the long-term effects of space. In a perfect experiment, every subject would have a control subject on Earth with the exact same genes. This would help scientists separate the changes that come from being in space from those that are a result of growing the same year older on Earth. In the Kelly brothers, and only the Kelly brothers, NASA has that 2-person sample group, star twins. Scott's days on the ISS will be packed with science experiments, exercise, and monitoring and fixing the station's systems. The station is stocked with movies and books, and the crew can surf the internet. On this flight, Scott and Kornienko will be very closely monitored with medical and psychological tests. Mark will undergo similar study on the ground. Scientists hope that comparing the data will shed light on the impact of spending a long time in space. Scott's upcoming mission may be equal parts science experiment, endurance test, and human drama. To the Kelly brothers, it is just the latest mile in a journey they've shared for half a century. After reading this news article, what about having a summary for it? I think it is a good idea. Let's go. Summary. The Time for Kids news article, Mission Twinpossible, describes a NASA mission with identical twins, Scott and Mark Kelly. Scott Kelly will go to the International Space Station while Mark Kelly will stay on Earth. Over the course of 1 year, scientists will study both twins to help them understand more about how living and working in space affects the human body. Let's now move to the insight of this selection. Insight. NASA is looking for ways that humans can travel beyond the moon to explore more of space. In order to do that, scientists must first understand how space travel and living in space affects the human body. With this knowledge, future astronauts will be better prepared for exploration. Astronauts, you've just completed your mission. Now it's time for the debrief. Only those who can answer these top-secret questions correctly will prove they're ready for their next assignment. Let's go behind the scenes and analyze the key moments. Answer these questions to uncover hidden details. Let's see who remembers the most with this ultimate challenge. Let's start. 1. According to the selection, what is the biggest problem with reaching the goal of sending astronauts to Mars? The biggest problem with sending astronauts to Mars is that the human body is designed for Earth, not space. 2. What happens to the human body in space? In space, according to the selection, bones get brittle, eyeballs lose their shape, hearts beat less efficiently, and balance goes awry. 3. How long will Scott Kelly stay at the International Space Station? Scott Kelly will stay at the International Space Station for 1 year. Let's have more questions. 4. What will Mark Kelly do while his brother is on the International Space Station? Mark Kelly will undergo medical and psychological tests similar to what his brother is receiving. 5. Write a summary of the news article. Scott Kelly will be at the International Space Station for 1 year, and scientists will study the effects of living in space on his body. At the same time, scientists will study his identical twin brother, Mark Kelly, so that they can compare changes in Mark's health on Earth with changes in Scott's health on the International Space Station. Let's complete the mission with more questions. 6. What does ISS stand for? ISS stands for International Space Station. 7. Who is Scott's brother? Scott's brother is Mark, who is a former astronaut. 8. Why will Scott leave his family in Houston? Scott will leave for sharing 1 year stay aboard ISS, sharing a marathon mission with a Russian cosmonaut called Mikhail Kornienko. Great job, everyone. You're doing a wonderful job. Let's have more questions. 9. What is the main question that NASA wants to answer through this mission? It is the what are the long-term effects of space on the human body? 10. When you read the introduction of this article, what is the main effect of starting the selection this way? The introduction makes the article more personal and shows that the brothers have a shared experience. 11. Why are the Kelly brothers perfect for NASA's study? They're biologically identical and are the same age, so differences in their bodies during the next will likely be caused by space. 12th. Which sentence best states the central idea of the selection? NASA hopes to learn from Scott and Mark how long-term space travel affects human health. 13. What will Mark Kelly do while his brother, Scott, is on board ISS? Mark will undergo similar study on the ground. Our lovely learners, you've done an incredible job on this mission. Your quick thinking, teamwork, and attention to detail have proven that you're ready for any challenge. I wish you all the best in your next adventure. Good luck. and may your next mission be just as exciting. If you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell so you won't miss our next literary adventure. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.